Good morning and welcome to Zoom. Welcome to Zoom to Brain and Balance. My name is Hannah and I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. Thanks for joining our class today. You don't need any equipment for this class, but for the balance part, it would be great to have some kind of support furniture close by, whether that's the wall, the table, the chair, anything like that, something to support you while we're working on that balance. So we'll start with a warm-up today. We will go straight into our balance exercises, and then we'll have some hand and brain exercises that are really going to challenge our brain, our concentration, our focus, our kind of mental gymnastics. Some of our balance exercises also have that little brain component too. So get ready for those. All right. Let's begin. We're going to stand up nice and tall and we will warm up to start with. Great. So we're going to stand up and march on the spot. Marching nice and tall. Moving those arms forwards and backwards. Let's take a nice deep breath, big inhale, reach those hands up, exhale, lower down, good. Inhale, reach up, and exhale, lower down. Good, let's pull our shoulders up towards our ears, relax them down, lift those shoulders, and lower. Pull those shoulders up and down, and again, lift and lower. Good, let's roll our shoulders. Nice big circles, nice and slowly. Couple more. Good, and let's roll those shoulders forwards. Good, once more each side. Great, let's take those arms out to the side. Little circles here. Back in the other direction. And let's make those circles bigger, reaching those hands one at a time overhead like we're swimming. And let's go backwards, big circles backwards. Good, and relax those arms here. We're going to take our left foot, tap your toes, tap those fingers to your thumb. Good, let's tap those toes on your right foot, and we'll wiggle our fingers. Good, let's switch that left foot. We'll tap our heel, and you can circle your wrists. Good, and back to the other foot, right foot, circle those wrists in the other direction. Very good. Back to that first foot, tap your toe and your heel. Toe and heel. And let's move those arms a little bit to bicep curls here. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. And switch to that right foot, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. And again. Good. Let's come back to center. We're going to take those knees up a little bit higher, nice and slowly. Good, and let's stand with those feet hip width apart and we'll circle our hips. Nice and slow. Good, and the other direction. Excellent. Let's take a nice deep breath. Big inhale, reach up and exhale. Great. We're going to begin with our balance. We'll start with the clock game. We're going to have our feet very close to each other, feet flat on the floor, and you're pretending that you're standing in the middle of a clock face, so the numbers are on the ground all around you. Let's start by tapping a toe to 12, and then back to center, and then 1, now 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Switch feet for 7, then 8, 9, 10, 11, and back to 12. Good, I'm going to call out some numbers at random. I'm going to do 1 to 12, but I'm also going to do 13 to 23. So we're going to do the 24-hour clock. When it's numbers 13 to 23, we're going to raise our arms in the air. So this is going to really test your knowledge of the 24-hour clock and how quickly you can react to those numbers. So let's start nice and easy. Start with 3, and then 6, now 9, and then 14, 21, 6, 18, 5, 20, 1, 7, oh, I had to think about where 7 was, 11, 15, 19, 17, 4, 11, 10, 2, 22, 6, 11, 7, and we'll pause there. Good. I wonder how many of you really know that 24-hour clock. Maybe better than you thought you did, maybe worse than you thought you did, maybe perfectly, or maybe not at all. But great try, great work. Let's start with our feet a little bit wider than hip width apart here. We're going to shift our weight from one foot to the other. Nice and easy, like you're swaying from one side to the other, lifting that one foot, pushing that weight from one foot to the other. So moving that center of gravity. Good, I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to reach across as I move to my left. Oh, but that wasn't overbalanced. I wanted to keep my foot on the floor. So reaching across. Good. Excellent, nice and slowly. Really moving that weight from side to side. Good, let's relax those hands and let's start lifting those feet slowly. So we're stepping from one foot to the other. Good. When you step onto your left now, let's raise the right and we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then onto the right foot, raise the left and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet on the floor. We're going to move right into some single leg work. So remember, we want to be within an arm's reach of your support furniture here. So the chair, table, counter, island, back of the sofa. I always use the wall, have a hand on the wall. So the weight's in my right leg, a little bend of that knee, and I'm going to lift my left foot up off the ground. And we'll take a few moments just to relax here. Relax into that right foot, a little bend of your knee. Chest is tall and shoulders are relaxed too, looking up and ahead. Good. I want you, if you can, to lift up. We're going to lift up one hand for sure. You can take that second hand up if you can. You can hold this position without holding on. You're going to lift up two hands, otherwise just the one. We're going to do some kind of boxing moves. So we're going to punch our hands forwards. So that can be one hand. Now you can see as I punch those hands, this leg that's off the floor is moving quite a lot. So my foot that's on the ground, that knee has to be really soft. It's really absorbing a lot of that movement so that I can keep my right foot still on the ground. My upper body is moving quite a lot. So I really have to be very soft and kind of flexible on this right leg. So one hand is fine. You're going to punch in all different directions. We're going to take two hands up, and it's quite hard to move this much with your upper body and keep that foot still. Good. So let's relax, and then we'll switch onto the other foot. So I'm standing on my left, and my right foot is up off the floor. And again, to start with, for a few moments, we will just hold this nice and steady, looking forwards. Good. Relax through the shoulders. Good, and we're going to try the same thing again with those hands. So again, it's one hand with a hand on the support, or you can take two. If you have one hand, you're going to kind of punch that hand in different directions. Otherwise, you can punch both those hands. Good. Soft on that left knee. That ankle really has to work to absorb that movement too. Makes it strong. Whoops. And I feel like this leg is also moving around to try and compensate. It's not the easiest thing to do. Good. Feet on the floor. Excellent. We'll move around a little bit here. We'll do some tightrope walk. We will have feet heel to toe, forwards and backwards. We're looking up and ahead, looking where we're going, moving nice and slowly. Good, we want to keep that chest nice and tall. Shoulders relaxed, facing forwards. And then we're going to switch up our feet a little bit. So as you step forward, we're going to lift that foot. So lift your foot up a little bit higher into place. So we were keeping our feet very close to the floor to begin with. This time I want you to lift. So lift that foot up high, as if you're stepping over something to bring that foot into position. So again, forwards and backwards. Good. Nice and slowly. Let's go one more time, forwards and backwards. Good. And back to center. Excellent. Let's lift our hands up in a Y shape. I'm going to stand on my right leg and I'm going to raise the left off the floor and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excuse me. And onto the left foot then. And raise the right for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax that foot. Excellent. We've got one more balance to do. We'll be taking one foot off the floor. I'm just going to turn this way slightly. I'm going to stand on my right leg and tap my left heel forwards. And nice and tall through that upper body. Let's take that heel up off the ground, just a tiny bit. And we're going to raise one arm. Keep a hand free for holding the chair. And we'll stand and hold like this. Focus those eyes on something that isn't moving. Good. And then if you can, let's try taking that other hand up and we'll hold like this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then we're going to switch those feet around. So stand on that right leg, a little bend of that knee. Let's tap that left heel. Sorry, the other way. I'm standing on my left leg and I'm tapping my right heel forwards. I'm sure you knew what I meant. And let's take that heel up off the floor. And we'll hold. For 5. Oh, no, not for 5. That comes in a minute. We're going to raise one arm. We're going to hold here. We're going to look forward, find something to look at that isn't moving. Focus those eyes. Good, and then take that second hand up if you can and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Very good. Very good. All right, let's have a drink and then we'll stick. Time for some of this brain. And I'm sure some people think these hand and brain exercises, you can either do it or you can't. But that isn't the case. There's one in particular here that we've been practicing for a couple of weeks, and I could not do it to begin with. I saw someone demonstrate it on video. I had to watch the video about 5 times, pausing after every step. I had to write down every step. I had to really work to memorize it. And now I can do it. So I have progressed from absolutely not being able to do it at all through practicing, and now I can do it quite well. So it is possible. And it's not just me. I see it with other class participants. They improve and they can do things better and better every week. The progress can be slow sometimes, but if you find it really difficult to begin with, don't worry. That's the point, is to challenge our brain. If everything that we embarked on was easy, we would never grow. Our brains would never develop. We would never learn new skills. And sometimes overcoming that challenge and improving is it's very satisfying. I am learning to skate at the moment. I've never skated in my life. I've been out about 4 times and I am noticeably better than I was at the first time, which is very satisfying. I do wish that I could do it with absolutely no effort, but also I know it's going to take a lot of work to get there, but I don't mind that. The process is enjoyable and it's satisfying to become good at something just through your own efforts. So this these brain exercises are not super serious. They are good for your brain, but I want you to enjoy the work that gets you to be able to do them well. If you're always frustrated, they're going to be not fun. So just recognize that every time you practice, you get a tiny bit better, and that's really satisfying. That's really fun. All right. Let's warm up those hands a little bit. We did already a tiny bit in our warm up. So we're just wiggling our fingers. We're going to squeeze our hands, stretch those fingers out. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch. Squeeze and stretch and squeeze and stretch. Good. We're going to do our old faithful, the hunt the bunny. We haven't done this for a little bit in this class. So let's try it. In one hand, we're going to point, or well, it's a gun really, but if you would prefer to refer to it as a pointing hand, you can. I'm just going to call it a gun. Let's just pretend. Then the other hand, we're going to make bunny ears, and we are going to hunt the bunny. So we'll switch what each hand is doing, and then back again. And that bunny's pretty sneaky, so we'll switch again. And oh, I didn't catch him. Here we go again. And again. And we might have to speed up. One. And again. Switch. Hunt that bunny. Good. One and two. One, two. One, two. Good. Relax. Let's do another one. We're going to make that okay sign. We're going to cross our fingers. We did this one last week, so it might be fresh in your mind a little bit. So let's look at each hand position. The okay sign, you've got your thumb and your index finger making that nice circle. I want that circle to be really clear. And these three fingers are really stretched right out. So they're very spiky. There's a definite difference between the two parts of your hand. These fingers are very spiky, and these fingers are making a nice circle. On the other hand, you're going to cross these two fingers, these first two fingers, as if you were, I don't know, when would you do this? When you were telling a lie and you were pretending that you were going to do something. Or I guess people cross their fingers for luck, right? So you're crossing your fingers. That might be challenging to do that. Maybe these fingers don't work like you want them to. If you can't cross them, like you physically can't cross them, you just keep your fingers really close together. But the big thing to look at is how our last two fingers, the little finger and our ring finger, are tucked in, and your thumb is holding them tight. So they are down, they are not involved, in contrast to this hand when they are really very present. So that's the big thing to look at. Every hand is in a totally different, every finger, sorry, in a completely different position. So we really want to make those hand positions very clear. So let's, let's switch. It's tricky. It's tricky. And let's go back again. Good. And once more. Excellent. One. I'm definitely not as fast as this one as the other. Good. Oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. I don't know why my hand would default to that position. Good. Oh, see, this is not perfect. My thumb needs to be here, and it was not. So as you speed, you might have the movement down pat, but once you try and add that speed, things can slip. So we want to, there's always something to improve on, right? Good. We're going to do one more. This one isn't so difficult in terms of the gymnastics that your fingers have to do, but it is a big test of the memory and a lot of focus. So let's try and remember what we're doing. So our right hand's going to be horizontal, and you're going to have your palm facing you. Your left hand palm faces out and it's vertical. And then we switch those hands around. So now my right hand vertical, palm facing out. Left hand is horizontal, palms facing in. That's step 2. There are 4 steps. Step 3, my left hand makes a fist, my right hand turns. So my palm faces me. And then step 4, my right hand makes the fist and my left hand turns up again, so my palm is facing me. So there's 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to slow down even more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. It's taken me a lot of practice to be able to do that so quickly. And I feel like I have to get my brain into a very certain place where I'm concentrating, but not too hard. So if I think too hard, I will lose it. All right, that is everything for today. Just a short and sweet class for your Wednesday. Some balance, some brain, just to give you, a little boost without probably without breaking a sweat, which sometimes is nice, just to have those kind of mental gymnastics. So we'll have a quick stretch and then you'll be on your way. Let's come up to feet. I'm going to step my right foot forwards, left foot back. Nice big space between those feet. Let's bend that front knee, keeping that back heel on the floor. So you should be able to feel a big stretch in the back of your calf there. Let's stand up here. I'm going to reach. So my left leg is back. I'm going to lift my left arm to the ceiling, stretch up through those fingertips. Let's relax and let's switch. Bend that front knee back, heel on the floor. Let's reach that right arm to the ceiling and hold for good, and relax. Excellent. Let's take those arms, reach behind you, reach to the back of the room, stretch those fingers right out. Take a deep breath in, and then we'll exhale, wrap those arms around yourself. Give yourself a nice tight squeeze, a pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me, and I will see you next time for more of the same.
Thanks, Hannah.
You're so welcome, Linda. Bye for now.
Bye.